This is the third AI hype cycle I've lived through professionally, and it keeps happening, right? It just people get really excited, they go buy a bunch of stuff. They don't know the difference between how things are built and what's good and what's bad, and then they go and try to use it and they can't actually change their business with it because it wasn't designed to do that. And so then they get frustrated and throw it all out the window. For sure. And I mean, I would expect that to happen again. And that's to me why like us being really grounded in like, there's not just AI. It's not like we're like, hey, magical AI, go do the business for us. No, that's not how it works, right? Like the way it works is with data and automation and thoughtfully applied AI to solve specific problems in the context of a broader workflow that actually works for your business. Like that's gonna always be, I mean, that's what I've been working on for 15 years, and that's always it works. Like it works because it takes your business into consideration, and it's not just like flinging glitter in your eyes. And that's eventually that's what people come back to, is like that's how you get the real efficiency and drive the real value.
Yeah. And you mentioned this in this media briefing we had on Rise the other day. It still needs to solve a problem.
For sure.
Right? Yeah, you can't just like I often say that efficiency isn't enough, right? There has to be a benefit to the consumer, to the end user. And in case of real estate, it's the buyer and seller. But what problem is it solving? It has to be like any other software or any other business tool you implement, right?
100%. And with new technology in particular, people lose sight of that sometimes because it's exciting. I mean, we saw this with previous AI generations. We saw this with people moving to the cloud. It was like, oh, we're going to move to the cloud. Like how and why? And like, there was all this money wasted, right? Whenever there's a new technology, like a lot of money ends up getting wasted just because they get excited, they jump on the bandwagon, but they don't have a plan for their business. Like you need a plan for your business, not just like, oh, hey, I'm going to use this thing and it's going to suddenly solve all the world's problems. Like that isn't going to happen. No technology can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. One benefit about the consumer adoption of AI is obviously cranking, right?
Yeah.
In multiple use cases, we're talking to our phones and computers more. We're all building our own little software products here and there. And so everyone's becoming a lot more comfortable with it. And especially in real estate, it's migrating to search, all these sort of things. I'd like to get your opinion on this. This is more of kind of a comment than a direct question. Like that pressure coming inward on real estate is going to help, right? Like they're going to, I mean, we've seen it in some cases, like there's some consumers. I have a friend who's a kind of a top producer down in Southern California, and he's had to challenge like some of his customers on what they're using AI to value their property or to make an offer. And sometimes it's close and he can work with it and like work them through it without much conflict. But other times it's a problem. In either scenario, there's going to be situations where an agent is going to wake up and say, okay, I got to figure this stuff out. Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's always this balance, especially in kind of service industry. I mean, we see this with doctors, we see this with lawyers. Like everybody goes and asks ChatGPT, like, what should I do? And then you give it to the person and they're like, you're a little off. And like, how do we adjust that? Right. So like there's a risk in both ways. Like you're totally right. There's been a ton of consumer adoption. People are using this stuff all the time. For sure in real estate, like everybody does that, right? You can go look up your house, you can go look up stuff, you can find comps like that. For a real estate agent or a brokerage, right, you're positioning around expertise, hand-holding, trust. Like this is one of the biggest transactions you're going to make in your life. Do you really just want to ask ChatGPT and go with it? Right. Like, but then that has to be supported with good technology so that it really comes across as expertise and not like the brokerage or the agent has their head in the sand and never realized the last 5 years of technological development have happened. Right. So there's a really nice world there where if you are a modern looking, technologically savvy company and you are positioning as a human expert to hold people's hand and help them move through a very, very expensive and high risk transaction, that is the best of both worlds. Because like people don't trust you if you only use AI, and they don't trust you if you act like you never heard of it.